So question number 4 comes from Lay.
Yep.
Is it Lay?
Lee? Sure.
Lee? Lay?
Lele.
Beautiful name. I love it.
Lila.
Love the show. Love you guys. I have an
Thank
extremely
you.
anxious Boston Terrier. He's 3 years old with high reactivity. I've been working him with place, sit, and thresholds. I just started. It's only been a week. I live in an apartment. About 6 months ago, my neighbor's dog from across the way bolted out and there was a scuffle between our dogs. Now, whenever we leave the apartment, there's a lot of high anxiety, and he reacts when the dog across the way is barking, which is almost always. Our front doors are 3 feet apart. Ooh.
Tough.
I was thinking across the street.
Yeah. No luck.
Do you have any tips or advice on how to get my guy to relax? I work with the prong and e-collar. Thanks in advance for any guidance. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Yes.
Laura Morgan, it's both of us.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to take the first swing.
Sure. About her Boston.
Leah Lay.
Reactivity.
Leah.
See, that's when I'm typing, y'all. All right.
That goes out to our #1 fan.
Who left the planet. All right, so I'm going to take a stab. So, on e-collar and prong, first week into working thresholds, place, and sit.
Is that where they're at?
Yeah, okay. First week.
God, you got a good memory.
So, I would say you're really early in the process.
Yeah.
I mean, really early.
Yeah.
Like, if you've just been working prong and e-collar, I don't know if this is just, maybe you were on prong and e-collar before and now you're just working our program. Maybe that's it. But either way, it's brand new to your dog.
Yeah.
So we have clients that come in that have been working on e-collar but don't have any program. So they've never put their dog in place with duration. They've never worked on calming exercises.
Yeah.
They've never done e-collar heel where the dog has to stay in a heel and not react or look at other dogs.
Yep.
So your dog's like a baby. What I would say is you spend the next couple weeks, next few weeks still doing all the stuff, practice tons of duration, get that e-collar heel rocking. You're not doing prong collar, you're not popping on the prong, you're just doing e-collar low level heel.
With the prong collar on?
Yeah, with the prong
walks.
on for backup.
Yep.
And then, any looks, like if the dog's in place and that other dog's across the way and your dog looks, correction for that, right? So intense look, bang. Now, if your dog just looks over because it's like surprised that the dog barked, that's not a correction. But looking with intensity,
it has to be a really fluid look. If that dog, like chances are, if that other dog barks, it's not going to be a nice bark.
Most likely.
Yeah.
So
I mean, a nice reaction.
A nice look. Yeah. But like what I like to discern is make sure that clients aren't like if a car door slams and the dog looks at it quick.
Right.
That's not an intense look.
Yeah. Good distinction.
So mainly like you want that intensity with the ears focused and the eye, the forehead and all that stuff. Yeah. So once you get those moments kind of down in the house so that the dog's not being able to react to the dog across the way, and you've got the nice heel. I mean, did they ever have to meet? Like
No. I think the big challenge is that they're so close to each other, and what's happening is we got some grudgy stuff going on, right? Did the dog got out and came after the other dog, correct?
Like, it came after and they kind of met maybe in the middle sort of thing. There's a scuffle.
And there's no getting around, like, I don't want to bum you out, but there's no getting around that, like, dogs remember, all this stuff about dogs live in the moment. They don't remember BS. Dogs remember being attacked. They remember what dog did it, what the dog looked like, all that stuff. So grudges get built. Why do you think dogs walk by, if dogs lived in the moment, why do you think they walk by certain houses and they're like, I'll get you, I'll clean your clock, before you're 4 houses away and the dog's already like, I can't wait to get over there. So you might have some stuff just to get over that hump with the grudgy stuff. Now, what Laura said was really great. So astute even. And that would be do all the foundation work and really like you're new to the program, right? You said a few weeks in. So
a week.
A week, wow. Okay, so don't shoot for the World Series. Like forget about that dog across the way.
Don't worry about that dog
That's not your primary concern. Your primary concern is like, think about it this way. If you sent your dog to us, we would not be going out and trying to like, let's address your dog around other dogs.
Not for a couple weeks.
No, or even at least a week, right? It would be like.
And that's what I mean is that we're trainers and we're doing your dog. We would be doing your dog as a full-time job. You're a dog owner, and even if you're doing great stuff, you have to know like we would take some time with it, like
absolutely.
So because take much longer,
and because we need leverage, right? We need state of mind leverage. We need impulse control leverage. We need relationship leverage. If you if you negate or miss all of those moments, all those levers to create leverage, you're really going to struggle, right? That means like, that's the equivalent of someone dropping us off like a dog reactive dog, really insane, and we're like, cool, let's go take him for a walk and find dogs.
Right.
That's how you create an unwinnable, untenable situation.
It's the thing we always talk about. Clients, their biggest question, it's one of our FAQ, their biggest question is, he only does this in my neighborhood with the dog across the way, or with my uncle with the black hat on when he wears blue. You know, there's all these little factors. We never see the uncle. We don't even go to their house to see the dog that they're reacting to. We work on all the foundation stuff. We work on intensity. We work on any impulse control moments. We work on all that stuff. And then we can get to the more like the nuts and bolts stuff.
So once that foundation is built, then you've got this leverage. And once again, I'm going to go over it. You've got relationship leverage, you've got impulse control leverage, and you've got one other kind that I can't remember. But it was important, and I said it a minute ago. But the reality is you create all this leverage, and then you go out with a dog that's in a totally different gear, much more calm, much more tuned in. You're using the best tools. And then when you see a dog, all that leverage comes into play. Your dog's been practicing really good stuff, been practicing being in place and ignoring things going around, practicing healing right next to you, practicing all of this little tiny stuff, and then when stuff gets heavy duty, you have a bunch more leverage to try and create a successful situation. So we never would take a dog out and try and go rock and roll. Always do the foundation work, like Laura said. Forget that damn dog. Just do your work at home, get your dog great. And when that's so rocking, then you can go out and you can start like, cool, you can even ask your neighbor, like if you guys are friendly, hey, can you stand at your door? And you can walk by, right? Work as a team. I know you guys might have some issues with each other, but like, hey, we got to live together or close at hand. Let's see if we can't find a solution to where both our dogs can walk by each other nice and easy. Don't try and get them to meet. Don't make them like try and be best buddies. Make them just exist, ignore, and walk by each other. Then you got a fighting shot. Right? We might as well have written a book with that response. But I hope that makes sense. And I think the reason why we went over it and over it is because it's one of those things that's so slippery and elusive for a lot of people.
Important stuff
and foundation and leverage is the whole kit and caboodle.